because I tagged her in the post. Yeah. Are we on? Yeah, we're on. You see, this is how casual we are on the 707.
I know.
Hello. Well, it takes a few minutes people to join on anyway, so we could be singing a lullaby in the beginning and they wouldn't even know what we're doing.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yes, that is, well, yeah.
So if you're tuning in, you're on the 707 show here with me. I'm the host tonight, all by my own, Moira Bush, and I have got an incredible guest, Chinmai Swamy. Woo! We need that drum roll. And for those of you tuning into the 707 show for the first time, please join the 707 show Facebook group. It's a public group, and that way you'll be notified when we go live with a show.
That's great.
This is a spiritual talk show coming out the spiritual closet, and we are in season 3. And what myself and all the beautiful co-hosts of the 707 doing is inviting special guests to join us on our set and talk about how they are coming out the spiritual closet with their lives, their businesses, their families, as authors, as creators of products, as mentors, whatever. It really is that the subject is open.
That's great.
So let's have a look. Let's see who's joined us. Angie.
Oh, hi.
Angie's joined us. Glenda.
Oh, hi,
and
Angie.
Shannon.
Oh, hi, Sharon.
Fabulous. Norma Jean. George Picard. Hello, darling George. Lovely that you can join us. We're so glad you can join us.
Hi, George.
And isn't that wonderful?
It's going to be awesome. Okay.
Yeah, we have people joining us already. So please, my angels, share the show, and that way more people will be notified that we're live, because Facebook,
yes,
algorithms.
That's true. Yeah, keep sharing.
Everyone loves Facebook, and we're at the mercy of this thing called Facebook.
We are the mercy, and because of you, we'll be able to save one person's life today. So that's the mission. So with your help, the conversations we'll have today will be able to help one soul find
whatever
what the soul wants. Realize the soul. Yeah, hope.
Yeah,
yes, hope is great. Yeah,
hope is good too. Okay, so for the 707 hosts and regular viewers out there, you'll notice there's something new on the set today. I wonder if you can spot it, and if you can spot it, we'd like you to put an emoji in to say if you can spot what is the new item on the set of the 707 show.
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't know, is it obvious? We don't know. You're going to have to tell us.
The hint is it's not me.
It's not Chinmai.
Yes.
I love it. Okay, so you and I met through when I was doing my book through the Raymond Aaron's 10-10-10 program, and you actually were a mentor to me through Raymond's business, and I have to say to you that in the last few years that I've gotten to know various mentors and programs and systems in Canada, boy, there's some weird stuff out there.
There is.
But
there are, yeah.
We were talking about that a little bit earlier, but what I want to say is I'm so grateful to you, because you gave me individual attention. You made sure that all my questions were answered. You brought me on point throughout the whole process. But you allowed me to be myself, because I'm a bit weird. I like to work things based on spiritual principles. So I'm not going to be your ordinary person that you're going to coach in a business program. So I gave you a few challenges, and you were such a gentleman, and you never forced me to do anything I didn't want to do. You absolutely said however I wanted my website to be set up, whatever systems I wanted to run my business with, that it's okay. And you were just amazing. And
thank you.
I want to say thank you, Chinmai.
Thank you for having the trust.
Yeah. And then, of course, we've built up a relationship, and every now and again we have a talk about, what's spiritually happening in your life right now?
It's always fun.
It's always been fun, yeah.
Yes, yeah. I've had several clients, but you stand out. I love having the relationship with you. I love having this conversation. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. You had to be here. You're coming out the spiritual closet.
Yes.
So if anybody out there doesn't know that Chinmai likes to work with spirituality when it comes to the business he does and the books he writes, then now you know.
Yes.
Now you know there's a deep soul part of you that comes out.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely. It took me years to find out that business is nothing but a reflection of your spiritual awareness. That's it. That's nothing else. Business is just one of many. It's not the end. Yeah. So that took me a long time. So which I'll be sharing today, and we'll have a nice conversation about it.
Yeah.
But yes.
Well, we're having the conversation already.
Oh, yeah.
But I do have a question to ask you. What does spirituality mean to you? What does it mean being spiritual?
For me, it's quite simply having the courage to be aware of who I am
Mm-hmm.
and take complete responsibility for everything I do. That's it. That's as simple. That's anytime that's my spiritual. That's who I am. Anytime I'm not myself, I know I'm not spiritually connected. Anytime I deny responsibility, complain, or say, "Oh, I didn't create that. Oh, it was not me. It was someone else."
Yeah.
I know I know immediately I'm disconnected.
Yeah.
So that means for me,
Not authentically connected.
not
to
authentically
yourself.
connected,
Yeah.
not willing to take responsibility for my actions. That means I'm spiritually disconnected. So
Yes.
the right for me is having the courage to be aware of what my real authentic self is, and take complete responsibility of every action I take.
Wowza. Okay,
That's
so
one
you're already just in the first few minutes of the show. We've gone deep. We're
I know you've gone deep.
So
Yes.
if you love this, please share, my darling audience. Who else has joined us here?
Hi Sarah.
Sarah's joined us. Rakesh Mishra has joined us.
Oh, hello. Hi Rakesh. Hi Joe.
And Joe. Hello, Joe, darling.
Wow.
It's so nice to see you there.
Shan.
Michael's just showing us anybody else that's joined us. Okay,
Wow.
that's fabulous. My darlings,
great,
if you
awesome.
could share, we'd be so appreciative of it. We're having an amazing, deep spiritual conversation and literally bringing Chinmai out of the spiritual closet.
Yeah,
So
I
come
like
on,
that.
what have you been up to? Because what I know that you had a book out, and then next thing I heard, you suddenly had another 3 books out. What
yes.
happened?
This year, January, I said, you know what, it's been a gradient of growth.
Yeah.
Like, there's one thing which I want you to take away is if from this show is that life is a gradient. It has its own plane, and I know that there are some things which I take months to understand, would be simple for you to understand, would be simple for Michael to understand, and something which I can understand in an instant would take things. So it would take you longer, or my clients would take longer. It shows that in this lifetime, my gradient is on a different thing, so that I can understand certain concepts easier and faster. And some people have different concepts. So it's basically the whole lives is a gradient.
Yeah.
At this point, I am comfortable to understand certain spirituality, certain concept. So this lifetime, when I started my journey of entrepreneurial, like living my 9-to-5 job and searching who I am, just quitting and I want to do something on my own, that took me 7 years to reach. So that was a gradient. And finally in January this year, I had everything connected the dots and everything came together. And I did the most beautiful thing any human being on the planet can do. I created. I had the courage.
Are you going to tell them what else you created?
No. So I created
books.
I created books. The Run Before You Walk and Differentiate is my first 2 books, which I read about 7 years ago. And this gave me success. So the reason why I want to talk about business and spirituality is the same. Because these 2 books is business related.
Yeah.
Very much business related.
Yeah.
So it got me success, it got me failures, it was a huge up and down, and it's great. It's good.
Yeah.
And something was missing because it was not there.
Mm-hmm.
And this January, when I had this conversation, so that's when I wrote 2 books. It's called Art of Winning.
Yeah.
It's called The Time to Rediscover Your True Powers.
Yeah.
So this is where I talk about the authentic self. And the principle of this book is very simple, is that you're born beautiful, you're born perfect. At any point right now, you feel uncertain or you feel low of confidence, that means you've forgotten your true powers.
Oh.
So this book takes you back.
And I love the cover on this one as well,
Thank you.
Chinmai, because it's kind of like a Marvel's
I like this as
comic version. Yeah,
you're right.
Your
That's
superpower.
what I wanted, because
Yeah.
I like Marvel, and so
We all love Marvel.
you all love Marvel. And this is about superpowers, because you are a superpower,
Yeah.
and so this is win.
That's your
So
superpower.
That's my superpower, and my superpower is win, which means I help you to win.
Yeah.
That's my. So this one was more rediscovering being authentic self.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I was happy with that. Then what really thing was like, Chinmai, I still want to make money. So what was money? So I went, and the gradient had that in January I was able to finally understand what money is, and have the courage to look inside me and be aware of who I am. And I said, okay, what is that real thing I do? And I've been helping. Sometimes I help, sometimes I don't, sometimes I succeed, sometimes I don't succeed. What is it? Because I've been a coach, I've been an expert, I've been a speaker, and I've been an author.
Yeah.
So there's something missing in all of that. There was success, but there was not success on demand.
Yeah.
I want success like gravity.
Yeah.
Like there should be a pattern. If you take certain steps, it should work here in Toronto, it should work in London, it should work in Bangalore.
Yeah.
It's like gravity. And I've been to several workshops, like branding workshops, digital communication workshops, sales, like so many workshops, business-based workshops.
Yeah.
But every one of those speakers who would train, and every product out there was good. It gives them success. But what I always lacked was, what I always felt didn't work for me was, what worked for them never worked for me.
Yeah.
So that so I didn't like that.
Yeah.
It's gravity should work everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not like,
I love how you call it gravity.
It should work everywhere. Like it's the same.
Yeah.
So that's why I wrote this book called it's called The Authority Launchpad. It's focused mainly for coaches, experts, speakers, and authors who have a message, it's for them. So it's like...
That's for those of you watching, because that's
for
our
you.
audience.
That's our audience. So you have a diamond in you, you have a message in you. And in this program is what I'll be talking. I'll be focusing on this program. It's called Authority Launchpad, How to Make Money Using What You Know Now. You don't need certificates, you don't need graduation, you don't need experience, you don't need anyone else giving you permission. Yeah. If you're seeking permission, then you know what?
Yeah,
I give you permission.
There's something missing.
I give you permission to shine. You don't need, but in case you feel like you need it, because then you have it already. Moira gives you permission as well.
I do. Please go out there and just do it. You're already perfect.
So this is what we'll be talking about. How to make money using what you know. Okay. Ethically, spiritually. I'll be talking about the spiritual sides of business. I'll be talking about the side which no one talks about. And
what's the thing that no one talks about?
We'll talk about it. So it's, as a coach, as an expert, let's go back to the point which I said that I did the one thing how any human being can do is create.
Yeah.
So I had the courage to create these books.
Okay, so create is important.
Create is important. So one of the three aspects of a coach, expert, as an authority, is to create. Yeah. And
we need to do it because our nature is to be the creator. We've come from the creator.
Yes.
Creative energy is what makes us human. It's what gives us our experience.
Absolutely.
So create. That's step one.
Create, cool. Yes. And second is communicate. Communicate what you've created. Having the willingness to communicate what you created. Let's say you create a book, you create a post, you create a Facebook Live, you create a product, you create anything. You create. Yeah. You do it all the time. Yeah. And next thing is you have to communicate that.
So create, communicate.
And the third is close. Close, like closing deals. Okay. That's the selling part.
Oh, that's the hard part for people that are very spiritual. It's hard for me too, I admit it.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Anybody can sell.
Yeah.
Any Tom, Dick and Harry on the planet, any idiot on the planet can sell. Uh-huh. The trick is closing.
Okay.
Anyone can sell.
Okay, so...
You get salesmen all the time. You just shy them away. Like, get away.
Okay.
Closing is like when you are in the room.
Yeah.
They all admire what you teach. They all admire the color concepts. Okay. When you leave the room, do they still have the same admiration towards what you have taught?
Yeah.
If they do, then you have closed them.
Okay.
So that's your ethical duty to close them.
Okay.
So what is selling? So let's go back to a concept of selling. That's why I took concept as an authority, as a coach, as an expert and a speaker. When you share something on stage, when you share something on Facebook Live, if you don't have the ability to close your concept, you might have the best strategy to save someone's life, and you just blah, 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 blabber and you close it without the right principles. your audience might
Yeah.
listen to you, clap and say wow, and then go home and forget.
And they don't do anything.
They don't
when
do
they
anything.
Go home. Yeah.
Yeah.
The way you want them to go away resounding that knowledge in their head and saying, I'm going to apply it.
Yes.
I'm going to do it. I wonder if I close, if there's any of my students watching that can tell me whether I'm a good closer. Did I make you think when you went home and you actually applied what we spoke about? That would be interesting. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Sarah's loving what you're saying. Shannon loves the branding.
You. Well, yes, thank you.
She loves. No, Shannon loves her Marvel. My hubby's watching too. Hello,
Wow,
my
hello.
angel. Shannon says, "What is the real thing I do? I'm so in that space right now." Yeah. What is the real thing? What do you think? You started mentoring now, and you've really kicked off January. This whole year you've kicked off on this in the high gear.
Yeah.
So you've started mentoring brand new groups. And does the subject of spirituality come up when you do the work?
No, I usually teach them. I was mentoring before from a business point of view, from the money point of view, but nothing from the spiritual point of view. Is I mixed the both them. So now I did a workshop last weekend in London, and everybody was dead silent. Everybody was like elated. They were like, nobody teaches this.
Yes.
Like, what are you teaching? Like, you're making me like, I can't go to any other workshop now.
Yeah.
Like what you're teaching is so
Yeah.
powerful. That it was powerful to them is because I didn't teach them anything new.
Yeah.
I reminded what they already knew.
Remind them what they already knew. Do you see why I love Chinmai? This is exactly what we teach in the philosophy that we work with. I remember we were doing a show with Amit and Swapna on the Magenta show, and you kind of snuck in.
I crashed the party.
I crashed the show, and on that particular show, I remember talking to Amit and Swapna about this crisis that's in for people who are business coaches, experts, and leaders in their field, that they can no longer just deliver business strategies. It's not possible. You have to do that personal development, that spiritual angle, that identify what your patterns are that stops you from doing utilizing your creative energy.
Yes, yeah.
And I remember that we had that conversation.
Yes,
that was a couple of seasons ago on the Magenta show. Yeah, and you are actually doing it.
It's doing it again. So yes.
Wow.
So these three things. Mm-hmm. So create, communicate, close.
Yeah.
These concepts are simple.
Yeah.
But there's a hidden there's a hidden side which stops you.
Yeah.
Every time you go to create, there's a counterforce. Every time you want to go and promote, market, talk to people what you do, there's a counterforce.
Yeah.
Every time you want to close a product, every time you want to sell a product, there's a counterforce. There is always a counterforce which comes on the way, because of which you self-sabotage yourself, you tell yourself, oh, I'm too tired, or you accept a defeat, or you like it happens. It stops you something. It's actually you stopping yourself.
Yes.
And that's because you are missing the other side. Like you're not missing. You're not aware. There are forces that are in place created by you.
Yes. Unconsciously.
Unconsciously.
It's exactly what I teach.
Perfect.
I'm on board with this. I'm totally on board in this exactly. And there's so few of us, Chinmai, who would sit in front of a camera like this and actually talk about these counter forces. And it's important that this becomes part of the conversation for business coaches and people who are mentoring the next round of leaders on this planet who are going to be running the financial and the economy.
Absolutely. So as an authority, your job as an authority, my job is not to tell my clients what to do. They already know what to do.
Yeah.
It's my job is to make them realize
what that
thing is and help what the force is. And once they're aware, they do it. Yeah. I don't have to tell them.
And you can watch it with when you're coaching as well. You can see the cogs going, right?
Yes.
So you can be sitting with somebody and they get this brilliant business idea, and they get all these things. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this strategy. And they get this thing. I'm going to have a website, and they're going to create a product, and the whole thing is just the creativity is flowing amazingly. What they don't realize is because I read energy. At the same time, I see their shadow side, the unconscious side, the dark side, the counterforce.
The counterforce
creating exactly the equal opposite result.
Yes.
So while you're visualizing and saying, hey, I'm going to win an Oscar, your other side, the counterforce, is creating the obstacles to not do it, to not get your Oscar. And if you're not aware that that is what's happening, and this is where spirituality is important, because spirituality is about being aware of what you're creating, but not just the positive stuff, but also realizing that you have a force inside of you who has to, and it has to happen. It has to be created. It can't. It doesn't work any other way. It works that way. And then the choices are for you in the next steps, that gradient rise, right? That you go
it's a gradient, yeah, absolutely.
To be aware, to not take the choices created by the counterforce.
That's what it is. So let me tell you.
I love this conversation.
Let me tell you the 3 counterforces for each one of the 3 concepts. So I told you create, communicate, and close.
Yeah.
The 3 ones. So every time you want to create, the counterforce is how. What the heck? I forgot. It's never happened before.
Michael's got it on screen. That's it.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
the
that's
energy.
the one,
Yeah.
that's the
Actually,
one.
I want to have a look at it because you were flashing it to me earlier, and I actually didn't get a chance to look at it myself. What page are we on here?
Yeah, that's the one. That little, if you go more.
Bear with us. Michael will flash something on screen for you while we just take a moment to go through the book.
Oh yeah, is that something there? What was it?
Is that it? How fast did you write this book?
I wrote 2 books in 3 weeks. It was
okay. That explains everything. 2 books in 3 weeks.
It was there, and
I want to see it.
There it is.
Yeah.
So yes, so the first one.
Okay, explain it to me.
The first, for every time you sit down to create, the thing which holds you back is your self-esteem.
Oh.
That's fine.
Okay.
The thing, because self-esteem is the one which decides whether should you price your product $50 or $5,000. If you value yourself high enough, you will know it's not a $50 product. Why will you sell it for $50,000 when you know you can sell it for $5,000?
Yeah.
When you value yourself high enough, you will create products that are so larger than life. You will take them on retreats. You will have a week-long course. You will create a $100,000 product. You will create whatever because you know
But the thing is, there's that counterforce that tells you don't
that's
deserve, or you don't have the value, or who you think you are, or your parents' voice, your mom or dad's voice, and the head goes off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that self-esteem is you valuing yourself.
Yeah.
So next time every time you sit down to create, okay, let's go back one step behind. Let's take a step behind. So every time you want to create, what can you create as a coach, expert, and as an authority? You can create a brand. You can create a product. You can create coaching clients. You can create mentorship programs. These are the ones you create.
Yeah.
So every time every time you create a low brand, a low price product, every time you create, oh, that's enough for me. Oh, I don't think I can value that. I don't think I can offer that. I'm going to. No, and you justify that by saying, oh, the market is not right. Or,
no, that's a shadow language. Justify, defend, deny. Yes. From our book.
when that happens, you now be aware that it's your self-esteem.
Yeah.
That it's got nothing to do with the market. It's got nothing to do with anything. It's that how you value yourself. So every time you can't create, there's a self-esteem issue. So fix that. Okay. And Moira has got some amazing way how your color mirror products.
Glass in a color bottle. Pick a bottle.
Yes, yeah.
Dip in a bottle. Pull the plug. Pattern gone. Easy.
That's one.
And
two. Every time you have to communicate, there is something counterpart because there's no energy. So lack of energy stops you. And it's energy management, not time. It's energy management.
Not time management. I've always thought that sneaky little bugger was not about not enough time. It was about not enough energy.
And energy, yes.
Wow.
It's wow for me. It still wows me because even though I have written the book, it still wows me every time I don't communicate something. With communication is talking to people.
Yeah.
Communication is posting on Facebook. Communication is
it's educating. It's
exactly educating,
sharing, connecting. Yeah.
Every time you can't connect, every time you are you have created something precious.
Yeah.
Let's say and you are not willing to share.
Oh, I get that all the time.
You're not willing to share.
People with so much amazing knowledge, and they won't communicate.
You won't communicate. Yeah, that's because it's your energy.
It's our energy. Okay, I love it.
It's not money.
Yeah.
It's energy. Yeah. It's because at any given point, you get to decide. You want to operate at high energy or low energy. Yeah. There's nothing else. There's no one on the planet.
There's no middle point. Yeah, because when that creation has happened, they start communicating it.
Yeah.
And it's that follow through on it. It's either it whittles and then they just tried one or two things and they stop, or they go for it full out and they do it.
Yes. Because
Ooh, I like it.
at any point,
My mentoring students, you're in for another lesson.
At any point, you get a phone call, you can immediately say, you immediately get charged up and you work for another 2 hours straight.
Yeah.
At some point, you're like, you know what, I'm so tired, I don't want to do anything. You get to decide.
Yeah.
So it's your energy. So focus on your energy. That's the only thing.
So when you have energy, you got time.
And exactly. And
you
are the creator. You have unlimited energy.
Oh, see why I love Chinmai? I'm going to say this again and again.
Thank you for having me, Moira.
If you've only just joined up, you better go back to the beginning.
And watch it again, yes.
We've said some amazing things. And by the way, if you are a regular follower of the show, we have something new on Saturday and we wonder if you can spot it. And if you do, we want you to put the emoji in the column for a bit of fun tonight. Okay, so we have self-esteem, energy, and then the third one.
Every time you can't close. Anytime you can't close a product is because you have an ethical issue. That's what we talk about today.
Ooh, okay.
Anytime you can't close a product, anytime you can't take money, like you're resisting, like how you put it, the shadow side is resisting money. You have your hand in front of the person, you said, hey, buy my book. And the other side is the shadow side is saying, hey, don't buy my book.
Yeah.
That's the ethical side.
Yeah.
And this is so beautiful. Like, I'll give you an example. I had a product which I used to sell for $15,000 and $25,000. I had a goal that we're gonna do $250,000 that year, and no matter what I did in communication, in creation, like created better product, changed it, communicated more and more and more, like called and sold like more and more, like tell people out, I couldn't get past 21 clients. I couldn't get past. I'm like, what's happening? It was the ethical issue. If I had got the 22nd client, I wouldn't have been able to do the justice of what I had promised.
You're speaking my language, and what did you do about it?
And I just knew, there was nothing I could do. So I had to change, so I had to create another product completely, because if I would change this product, then it would be unethical for the clients, 21 clients.
So you had an ethic that said you were committed to these 21 people. You added another one. It would take something away from them that you'd promised.
So I didn't have the business systems. What I thought I did, it was not built for scalability. It was not built for thing. So
your ethics kicked in.
My ethics kicked in. So because It's
called a good conscience, by the way, as well. Having a really good conscience.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it.
Thank you. I love it too.
I think. I'm so glad you've come in and shared this with us, because we're the certainly the network that we've brought together through the 707 show, and we're a Facebook group, and we want to have these kind of conversations, and we want to talk about how can you be more ethical, how can you be more spiritual in business, how can you be more self-aware. So I love how you're coming at it from your experience and your language, and you're so on track, Chinmai. It's just awesome to see you. You've just blossomed in.
Thank you.
Oh my God. I love Chinmai. I'll just say it again.
Thank you. I love you too.
With my husband's permission, he allows me to just love beautiful, beautiful, young, talented men.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, can I go back? You said something about you discovered what money is. I'm asking this for the reason because we have got Dwayne Richards, our darling Dwayne, who's a co-host on the show, and he's a CPA, and he's developed a system where he uses color analysis and what's the color of your money, and he helps people work at money patterns. And the funny thing happens whenever we have a show on the 707 show, people don't tune in to watch, and then we get the feedback afterwards. Why? And they say to us, well, we started watching, but it was accounted for. Something pushed me away. So the minute they want to hear about how to overcome their money devils and problems with money, that counterforce comes in, and they struggle to watch. And some people say they have to try and tune in 2 or 3 times. So we know that what he talks about has a powerful presence in the spiritual language of the 707 show. So can you tell us what is going on there? What is this? Why do people resist learning about money and about what money really means? What did you find out about it?
Money is, the definition of money is in front of our eyes every second, and we just miss it. Let's read what's on money. I'm taking on a British pound. Okay, so
20 pounds.
20 pounds, yes.
It's about $40.
Yeah,
$35, I think, if you exchange rates, right?
Yeah. The Bank of England says, I promise to pay this bearer on demand the sum of 20 pounds. Right?
Say that again.
I promise to pay the bearer on demand the sum of 20 pounds. That's written on the thing. Okay?
Oh, thanks. I've just earned
Okay, so that's the difference.
I promise to pay the bearer on demand the sum of 20 pounds.
That's what money is.
That's what money is.
Promise.
It's a promise.
It's promise backed by confidence.
Promise backed by confidence. I love
That's it. That's what money is. You want to earn more money, make more promises and back it up with confidence. Don't make promises you can't keep. You want to attract money.
I love it.
That's it. It's as simple as that.
Oh, I haven't seen if Dwayne was watching, but Dwayne, if you watch the replay, we'd love to know what you say about this. Okay?
As simple as that. So that's the ethical issue. You make a promise on a
Yeah.
product which is not, you know, your subconscious mind is smarter than you. And you make a promise and you can't, it knows you can't keep it.
Yeah.
It will shy away all the prospects.
Yeah.
You will do things without your consciousness to kill a sale, to arrive late for a meeting, or to send the wrong email.
Yeah.
You'll do something silly.
Yeah.
And that's because you have made a promise you can't keep.
Is this promise on all money?
All money. Why do you think
I
a
didn't
pound...
notice that, and I teach prosperity. That is just shows you learn all the time, eh? Yeah.
And why do you think a pound, like different currency, pound is higher than Canadian dollars or Indian rupee or any currency? It's because the country... Exactly. It's promised to make more. And it's reached there is because the country has set of ethical... It's how it lives. So every time, like let's say the government of UK makes certain promises and the government of Canada makes certain promises, government of India makes certain promises, for the sake of comparison. The whole world as a small community decides that, oh, you know what, UK's promises have been lived long enough. I trust UK is more confident behind UK. I trust UK following through, say, 80% of its promises. And say Canada, oh, I believe Canada can come through with 60% of the promises. India, oh, maybe 50. So that's why the whole world as a forex exchange, it's trading of promises.
Wow. A trading of promises.
That's what it is.
So next time, my darlings, when Michael sends you invoices from my business, please know it's not an invoice, that it's a promise, and please have confidence in me.
And here's thank you. Here's the secret. The promise is not about you. Sorry. The confidence is not about you.
Okay. The confidence is not about me. Mm-hmm.
You have the confidence. The confidence is in the person buying the product.
Ah, yes. That makes sense.
So you make a promise, and the person believing taking the promise, listening to the promise, agreeing the promise, should have confidence that that person can use the product.
Whoo!
That's what it is. Like I
love it.
I have sold in the last 18 months. I've sold $1.2 million of products. I've had several one-to-one sales conversations. I love sales. Before I used to run away from sales, I love sales. In sales, I do only one thing. My only job in sales is to make the prospect believe in themselves that they can actually follow through with the promise I make them.
Yes.
That's what it is. Because if they don't believe, like let's say in your color money, what's the color mirror system, and in your boot camp, you were saying that there were people joining your program and they were not following through, they drop out and they're like, Moira, no, that's because they have lost the confidence.
They lost confidence in themselves.
So if you want money, it's you make a promise and you make the person confident. If they don't have confidence, they will never follow through the program.
And I remember you did this when we were setting up the website and we were explaining what the bootcamp was about. You kept saying to me, what do they get out of it? What do they get out of it? What is it that's going to make them want to be part of the program for the period of time stipulated? You were very clear about that.
Thank you. Yes, that's... So if I want to earn $1,000 tomorrow, I make a promise, hey, do ABC. Then the person who's listening to the term ABC that if that person doesn't have the confidence that that person is going to do ABC, he will never buy my product. So the confidence is in the person buying the promise. So it's promise backed by confidence. That means my promise and your confidence.
Wow.
It has to be together.
Yeah.
That's when money happens.
That's when money happens, yeah.
It's as simple as that. There's nothing else.
Yeah. I remember when I wanted to buy a program from Raymond Aaron and Chinmai, and you were the mentor that was assigned to me. And it was in American dollars about $10,000, and I thought, I want this program because this is what I need. It's going to give me my next stepping stone.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, there wasn't $10,000 in the bank, and I signed the contract. So I that's exactly what I did. Is I signed that confidence in myself, knowing that I can create the money that I needed. And then we worked on this program, and you over-delivered as well. You were very, very kind. And that changed my business in Canada, because the whole intention behind me doing this program and paying the money I did in investment over and above what I've already done with the books and everything else I've done, was because I knew that could be the turning point, because I didn't know the Canadian market. I didn't know how to word and phrase and connect. And I knew that I needed it. And it was a turning point.
Thanks for having the trust with me and following through.
Yeah.
Well, as you can remember, it's so fascinating that you can remember that conversation.
Yeah.
That you are aware that it was not my confidence. It was not confidence in me.
Yeah.
It was confidence in yourself.
It was confidence in myself, because I knew I could generate the 10 grand, and I did.
That's it. So that's confidence.
And I did, yeah.
And there was a promise I made. And I made money, and you made money.
Yes.
So that's what money is. That's all.
It's love. Love and money, same thing. I loved Chinmai, so I made money.
That's it. That's what it is.
And Chinmai loved me as a client, so he made money.
Yes, that's what money is. It's so simple.
Yeah.
So when you if you're not able to create products, it's an self-esteem issue. If you're not able to market your products, it's energy issue. If you're not able to close your products, it's an ethical issue.
Wow.
Simple.
It's very simple.
It's very simple.
I love it. I love that you put it in a book. Now, people can get hold of your book somewhere, Chinmai, just in case they were fascinated by everything we've spoken here.
Yes, I want you to send me a message on Facebook. Find me on Facebook. I'm tagged and thing, because I'm creating a free video training.
Oh, okay.
Because I want this stuff to be free.
Yeah.
So I'm creating a video training on the book, so you can have your viewers can have it, so you can have it. And on these two, I'm creating video training. It's free, because I need to build more authorities, and I can't build authorities who don't know how to win. So the art of winning is about rediscovering true power. I don't want authorities to be authorities simply because someone told them to be authorities.
It's got to come from within.
It's come from within. So
so win within.
Win within, yes.
Win within. I'm going to charge you for that vitamin site. I'm going to start earning money here too.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Let's just have a look, Michael.
Yeah.
Have we got any other? We can make sales a sacred service. Shannon says.
Shannon. That's a beautiful sacred service. It is sacred sales.
And sounds like marriage. Shannon says.
Yes.
Shannon, you're gorgeous girl.
Angie
said.
Energy management, you got to decide of high energy or low energy. Yes, you get to decide.
Yes. Yeah,
it's so true. Yeah. That's a power. You're very smart, Angie.
Angie just did a 6-day Calamus consultant program with me. Yeah, she's just amazing.
She knows.
And she has high energy. She says she's going to do something. She does it. She's absolutely amazing.
Well, no wonder you both got connected.
Oh, and she said the hashtag keep your vision clear.
Yeah.
So that's a subject that came up on our our workshop about beautiful. If you have a vision, and it's that counterforce that you got to be aware of, and you got to keep your vision. Okay.
That's great. Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much for joining us, Michael. Was there anything else? We're good. We're just checking in with producer here.
Okay.
You've been amazing, Chinmai, and I didn't say in the beginning, but Chinmai actually lives in the UK, and he's here on our set here in Canada. He's
I love it.
He's come to share his amazing wisdom and how he's bringing spirituality into coaching and mentoring and helping other thought leaders, entrepreneurs, coaches, experts, you name it, how they can become better at their jobs and actually start making money with an ethical based business.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think what you've shifted your whole trajectory of how you're working, and I'm just so impressed.
Thank you.
Chinmai.
Thank you.
And I'd like to think that the colours had a little bit of influence on it, because you do have a little colour thing from my business.
2 years ago, like when you launched your book, I bought the gold or the ego color.
Yeah.
The gold. Then I came in last year, about 8 months ago, I got the diamond.
The diamond.
And the orange spitzer.
There you go.
So when I read the comment, when I read what it meant,
yeah, that was it.
Perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
So every day, whenever I have consciously started the day, I've used them, and I can feel the difference.
You can feel it. Yeah, I'm
powerful,
glad that it's been useful for you.
Thank
really
you.
appreciate that.
Thank you.
So, my darlings, we've had a lot of fun here on the show. You're going to want to share this. If you've got people struggling to get going with their businesses, they become seminar junkies, they don't apply anything. And we know.
Yes.
And they don't believe in themselves. And you don't need to spend any more money. Literally, what Chinmai's message tonight is, you have it within you already. It's already within you. And then just the education around the counterforce was very valuable. So please go back to the beginning of this and watch it from the beginning, because the nuggets of wisdom that's come out here tonight is just phenomenal. And I want to thank you so much for being on the show, Chinmai, taking the time to come and see us in the busy schedule you have while you're here in Canada. I appreciate it. Congratulations on your books.
Thank you.
You're officially now a multiple author.
Multiple author, yeah.
Multiple author.
Yes.
Tag Chinmai on Facebook and he will connect with you. He's got some free courses that he's going to be sending your way as well.
Thank you. Yeah.
And thank you, my darling. I'm just so came on the show. Thank you for coming out the spiritual closet on the 707
I like
show.
That. Thank you. Bye.
Cheers, darlings. Bye bye.
And